I was married in 69. The draft was happening. My husband and I became Vista volunteers. Uh, and that took us to San Diego, California, because you asked, how did I get to California? So I did welfare rights organizing, and David, my late husband, did economic development and founded a credit union in a Black and Hispanic neighborhood. And after that, he was in graduate school at Columbia. We moved to Manhattan, and we got involved in 1971 in the May Day protests. And we were both arrested, sitting in front of the main entrance to the Justice Department. We were taken to the Washington Redskins football field, which was filled with thousands and thousands of demonstrators. And then we were taken into jail cells. Most of us, I would say the majority of us, we had misdemeanor charges that were filed against us, but there were so many of them, and because of procedural issues, they realized they couldn't really, there were so many people being brought in on buses that they didn't have individual reports by the police on each of us, where we were, what we did, etc. So the majority of us were released on our own recognizance and never charged. So we went back to Manhattan. We realized we really didn't want to have any involvement in this war. David had a very good lottery number, so he was not going to be drafted. But we realized that we really didn't want to be involved in the kind of society we were living in. We stopped paying federal income tax, and we moved to Northern Ontario. We were landed immigrants. We were subsistence farmers. We were not draft dodgers, but we grew organic potatoes that we sold to Toronto. I had an egg route, heated and cooked with wood, had an outdoor 2-seater privy. It was probably the hardest work time in my life. And that's saying a lot because I was a critical care nurse. It was 24/7, work. And my son, Gabriel, was born when we were living in Canada.
Wow.
I'm sorry. We then returned to San Diego because I just realized this is not how I wanted to live the rest of my life. We had more books in our little house than probably the whole little area, 10-mile radius area had. It was wonderful, but it didn't sustain me. So we moved back to San Diego, and about 6 months after returning, David was killed by a hit-and-run drunk driver.
Okay.
Shortly thereafter, Nixon resigned, maybe a couple of weeks after his death, August of 73.